Does your missus have to make extra when it comes to dinner?
No, I only eat my food.
Do you eat,
I just don't want to share my food. You know, like,
Dean doesn't share food.
No one asks to borrow my pants. I don't want to borrow my chicken either.
Oh dear. It is stunning round here, isn't it?
It is. But is that you?
No. That's the, oh, mate, if it smells like that around here, we're going back to London. Oh dear.
That's the countryside, my friend.
Oh, don't. What fish have they actually got there? Like, what can we be looking forward to?
Everything. Like,
Everything,
everything
yeah?
you can imagine. I mean, they've definitely got barbel, they've definitely got chub, so they've got every other still water species you can imagine.
Right, that's
and
cool,
almost
though.
every other
Yeah,
colour
yeah.
as well. I would have thought the only species that they haven't got is grayling, maybe like a sailfish or something.
Oh,
but
right.
there's definitely sailfish in the bar.
Mate, you're going to be taking me to the bar. Beers are on you.
Oh, yeah.
The venue in question is the beautiful Angler's Paradise, set in the stunning Devonshire countryside. It features 30 lakes, each one stocked with some weird and wonderful creatures. I thought this would be the perfect place for Toby to learn the ropes.
What are we doing today then, Dino?
Mate, we are going back to where I started my fishing. We're going to do a bit of float fishing on the float fishing lake, and on there we could pretty much catch anything.
Yeah. It's going to be. I haven't done it before. It's going to be easy.
I don't know, but I hope so.
Well, I hope so. That's why you're here.
Absolutely.
It's important to choose the right lakes when you're starting out in fishing. Our first choice is the float fishing lake. It's packed full of features, but most importantly, it's stacked full of fish too.
Check this out. This seems to be the hungriest lake I've ever been to. The swans are starving hungry, and so are the fish. I've literally been standing here for about 30 seconds, throwing in these 6mm pellet. And I think we've got every single koi in the lake, 6 metres from the bank. So, Tobe,
Yeah.
do you want to try and catch one quick?
Mate, look at that.
It's mad,
Check
isn't
that
it?
out. That's gone off.
It has.
How do we get one of them?
Right. Well, I'll spray some pellet,
Right.
and you lob that over the top. We'll talk through all the technical side of things later.
Right.
But right now, you asked me when we walked up to it whether it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
It don't look hard. Not right
You're
now.
making it sound
don't,
easy.
It don't look hard right now. All right. There you go.
You
Nice
haven't
and
seen me
simple.
cast, Dino.
Whack it over the top. Doesn't matter how far you go because you can always wind it back into the feeding fish.
Yeah.
All right. So literally, just try and cast it
You might want to stand back, mate.
in that direction. All right. That's it. Or straight in the middle of them. Go. Right. Right. Okay. Now just literally watch. Go. Lift.
Yeah.
Lift. Lift.
Lift, lift.
So just try and punch it a little bit further
Yeah.
over the top of them.
Got
all
ya.
right? Because what you want to do, you don't really want the float to whack them on the edge.
That's so light.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's only a light
no-
foam waggler, all right?
Oh,
But
okay.
just cast over the top of them, then you just wind it back in nice and slowly.
Let's take.
All right. A little bit further this time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all right. Keep the rod tip down,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. So down.
That's it. Now
Yeah.
wind in so you tight. Go on, lift, 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 lift. Now, there you go.
God.
That's it.
Whoa.
I would like to say that was a perfect plan, but didn't really go to
Whoa.
plan, but that's how easy it can be. And fishing 101 is whatever you are presented with,
Yeah.
make sure that clutch is set nice and light.
Yeah,
Whatever
okay.
you're presented with, you roll with. It's fishing, isn't it? So, I actually thought we was going to come here and fish for little bits, but
Yeah, yeah.
it turns out the little bits have grown since the last time I come here.
What a bite that was. Wow.
They hang themselves, don't they?
Look at that.
He thinks it's a sailfish. This is mad. It's been about 5 years since I come here, and I know it's a long, long way.
I'm not going to want to leave after a bite
No,
like
most
that.
people don't. Here you go, in you come.
In he goes.
It's such a cool fish.
Yes. Wow, look at that.
Easy, isn't it?
Yeah, just like that.
Kind of. But we need to refine what you're doing.
We'll work on that
Yeah.
casting, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Mate,
Wow,
one in the
look
bag.
at that fish.
1 minute.
Wow.
Well done.
Look at the colours on it.
All right, let him rest.
Yeah.
Get him that, and we'll have a little look-see. The first cast, the one that we all remember. And the fish will too, because it went in at about 600 mile an hour. But it just goes to show, if you're on the right venue and the planets all aligned, which they pretty much have done today, you still catch on even the worst cast.
When that rod bent round, I could just see it in the water. I thought that was epic. The bite and everything, I just felt it, honestly, I can't describe it, but the adrenaline hit me and mate, I was loving it.
There we go, Toby boy.
Wow, look at that.
And there is your prize. Right, first things first.
Okay.
If it starts to move, just put your hand over its eyes. All right, cover their eyes, always calms them down. All right.
I didn't know that.
And really, what you want to do, he's got a little recess just behind his pecs, which are these fins just here.
Okay.
All right. Drill one little finger into there, because it will give you some stability and something to hold on to, and then the other one's around the anal fin.
Yep.
Slide your hands down this way so it's level with the scale. So the scales always point backwards.
Okay.
Then hold her up to the camera.
All right. Oh.
There you go. What a cool fish,
Oh,
man.
look at that.
What a cool little fish. I'll tell you what though.
That's all right though, isn't it?
The Techers was a bit rusty.
Yeah.
So we
Just
will,
a little bit.
We will work on the casting and I'll show you exactly how we done it.
Well, it can't get worse, can it?
It can't get any worse. But to be fair, for those casts, that is a great result.
Yeah, I'm mega happy with that. Look at it.
You should be. It's Guru Orange as well.
Yeah, I did pick that one out especially.
Well, that's because you hit the others on the head. Right, get it back.
No worries.
Let's get you sorted in your swim. Nice one, man.
Cheers, mate.
After Toby's initial success, I thought there'd be no better time than to talk him through how to set up his brand new rod. First up, he needed some line on his reel. First up was running the line through a couple of rings on his rod. This would make the whole process that much smoother. Once he'd done this, it was a case of opening the bail arm, attaching a little bit of tape to the end of the line and attaching it to the spool. Then simply close the bail arm, throw the spooler line in a bucket of water and start reeling under light tension. Placing the line in a bucket of water is an integral part of this process. If you don't do it, you can burn your fingers, but also impart line twist, which weakens the line and makes fishing generally harder. One little tip is to leave about a millimetre gap between the line and the end of your spool. Once you've done this, you're ready to set up the rod and the rig.
Right, what do we do next, Dave?
Right, first things first, put the rod back together again. Make sure all your rings are lined up nice and straight.
All right.
That's it.
All right, looks good to me.
Go on, do the classic look down the rod.
Oh,
like it's
the
a
other
shotgun.
way.
Lovely. It's so sexy.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah,
Right.
they look good.
That's it. Make sure that's nice and firm because we're going to be casting quite an awful lot. So make sure the spigot is jammed together, all right, so it never comes apart. I have seen it. You just chuck it and the top section goes, right? That's not a great idea.
I don't want to do that.
Then, obviously, stick the line through all your rings. Most important thing at this point, though, and I see an awful lot of people do this at various different levels, don't loosen the clutch and pull it straight off the clutch because what that does is it imparts the line twist that we was trying to get away from when we wound the line onto the reel, all right? So what you want to do is just simply, like you're casting,
open the bail arm
and thread it through that way, all right? That means you get less line twist, so the line is a lot more manageable, all right? But also it doesn't weaken it, so it lasts a lot longer as well.
What about if I get tangles as it's falling off the reel?
We all get into tangles, mate, all right? To be fair, there's no wind, so you shouldn't.
Hopefully we'll be all right.
You shouldn't.
Mate, what's the best way to get it through here? Because I'm a bit...
Right, no, do you know what, right? Many moons ago, I was the same. I was all fingers and thumbs, and I watched good old John Wilson do it, and he pinched it between his middle finger, all right, and his thumb. You slide it through, and then pinch it with your index finger and your thumb, and you just keep changing like that all the way through, and it's just simpler, but that's just a bit of practice. That's all it is.
Okay, let's give it a go.
There you go.
Oh, see it? Told you about a tangle.
No, it's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. We've all been there.
Dino, you might want to get a brew on, mate.
2 hours later.
Tobe, this is the rig that did the damage and hopefully continues to do the damage for the rest of the day. All right, very simple, but in situations like this, when you arrive at a venue and you see fish up in the water, quite frankly, you're going to struggle to fish a better method, a more fun method and more effective method than the pellet waggler, all right? Because these carp, even the silverfish, they love the sound of the pellet going in and they love the sound of these pellet wagglers when they hit the surface. They're designed so that they actually slap down on the surface with a really nice sort of sexy plip that almost sounds like the pellets going in that you're firing out freebies.
That makes sense.
So it attracts the fish to the actual hook bait and your rig as well. All right, they don't dive too deep. If the waggler does dive too deep, it tends to scare the fish. All right. as you saw.
I still caught one, Dean.
You did catch one, yeah. All right, I think it was a bit dazed.
Yeah.
Anyway, set the rig up, really simple, right?
Yeah.
These are super tight line stops, and we're going to use 3. 1 up, 2 down.
Okay.
Slide them up your main line, all right? Then we've got a pellet waggler attachment, all right, which takes our our foam waggler converter, all right? Now that has got all the weight that you need to cock the foam waggler.
That's where the weight comes from, this bit here.
It's all done for you, mate. You
Right.
don't have to worry about it. Just put it all together, cast it in the lake.
Yeah.
We've done the hard work. All you got to do is stick it in front of a fish.
Lovely.
Like I said, it's perfect, all right? No extra weight needed. And then down to a 15-inch, ready tied pellet waggler rig.
Nice.
All right? Everything, again, is done for you. You've got the pellet waggler hook, a small, nice, neat, tiny little hair, and then you've got a pellet band that transports your weight from here to there. All right?
Right, let's do it.
Super simple.
Yeah.
Very fun, wickedly effective.
Yeah.
Right then, brother, we've got fish feeding in front of us. We've got a rig that we know works. All we've got to do is put a bait on, right? So,
That's it. How does that go on there?
See that little band?
Yeah.
Lay it down the side of the pellet, all right? Pinch it with your fingernail,
Yeah.
and then simply pull it around the pellet and try and get it to sit nice and central.
Oh, okay.
Just like that, all right? And there's a little bit of silicone on the hook. I like to pull it round so that the hair is as tight as possible.
What's that? Why does it need to be as tight as possible?
Well, generally, when you're fishing up in the water, the fish snatch it.
Yeah.
All right. So they don't generally suck it in all the time. Sometimes they do. Sometimes, literally, as soon as it hits the water,
They'll go for it.
Yeah. The rod just rips out your hand. All right. But sometimes these koi can be very coy. All right. So we
Did you write that one down?
No, it's true. I think that's why they call them koi. I don't know. But anyway, this type of fishing, even if you're fishing like the mag and wag, so a waggler style and a maggot hook bait as opposed to a pellet,
okay.
this is just like feeding is the most important. All right. So don't be in a rush to chuck it out straight away. Get the fish competing, get them confident. All right. So you want 3, maximum 5 pellets in the poult, and all you're going to do.
Not many?
No, because what you want to do, you want to keep them competing.
Okay.
So if there's like 15 fish in your swim, then all you want is to get 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, you've got a bite, mate.
I had a bite down the edge. There you go.
It really is that easy.
He's only a small one. He's only a small one. Sometimes you're just that good. All right. But what you want to do, you want to get them competing.
Yeah.
All right. And there's the old analogy that if you had a class full of kids and there's like 30 kids in the class and you want to keep them fighting amongst themselves for the whole day, right? And you had 30 sweets. If you threw all 30 sweets in at the same
They're all
time,
going to be fine.
yeah, but they'll fight for 5 minutes and then the sweets are gone.
Ah, okay.
All right, but if you throw one in at a time,
Yeah.
all right, you can keep them fighting for hours because
okay.
they're all just trying.
I
Yeah,
see.
exactly, because there's not enough to go around. That's exactly what we're trying to do here, right? So 3 to 5 pellets maximum, okay, and just keep them going in every sort of 20, 30 seconds, something like that. And ideally, all right, you want to try and mimic the noise of the pellet and the waggler going in. And so once the fish start to really feed and look confident, all right,
that's when you
then
go
basically, all right, so there's a few there now.
Yeah.
Now this is the most important thing. Remember earlier on I said try and cast past your spot.
Yeah.
The reason I said that is 1, so you don't hit them on the head, but 2, if you cast past where you're actually fishing, it gives you the opportunity to slow the rig down and lay the float in nice and softly, all right, which again is it's a nice sexy sound as opposed to like a crashing sound.
Yeah.
But also what happens is when you actually feather the float in, by stopping the rig just before it hits the surface, it kicks the whole rig out nice and straight.
Right. Okay.
All right, so the rig's fishing more effectively. All right, so past the spot, feather it down nice and smooth. Try and keep it in the kill zone as much as possible.
So you can keep it there even if you miss a bite?
Yeah, and just spray over the top. I mean, it doesn't always go straight away. Like I said,
ridiculous, the one that just pops up there.
The big ones are always at your feet, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
That's gone.
There you go.
That's on.
And quite often the positive bites are the ones that literally just take the rod off
the way
the
the line came through the water then.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And so there, I didn't get a bite on the drop.
No, but it was just, you kept it there.
Yeah, absolutely. And all we did was just started spraying pellet over the top. Right, there's the net, dude.
Yeah. Let me come round that one.
This one's going to Cornwall, man. This is your rod. This is only supposed to be a demo, but guess what, dude? I'm having it.
Yeah, no, you have it, mate. You earned that.
Let me get up. God, I ain't even messing around.
God, mate, look at the bend in that rod.
Super, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
But there's
It's
no
easy
rush.
as that. You just.
No rush, man. It's all in the feeding.
Yeah. You
know?
could just leave it there and keep them going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it goes on the drop. You know, sometimes it takes a couple of minutes just spraying a few pellets over the top.
Exactly
But bottom
that.
line is, right, the more confident you can get the fish, the more competition in the swim, the
Yeah.
easier the bites come. Mad fish. Mad
bite,
fish.
here he goes.
And at this stage, just don't bully him.
No,
you know.
just let him do his thing.
You should be enjoying it. Look, it's only £3.
Look at that.
If my mum weighed it, it's £3. There you go. Come on, sweetheart. Get it in.
There we go. Good work.
It's supposed to be
one
yours,
of them.
but I'm having it.
No, you have it, mate. You earned that.
Nice one. And there we go. What a wonderful little creature. Fishing made easy. See you, darling. Nice, favourite. Good. Tip down.
Yeah.
Give it a turn.
Down, turn. Oh, I see. Yeah, it pulls
There
it
you go.
straighter.
Yeah,
That's
there you
it.
go.
Ah,
So you've got
okay.
a nice straight line now.
Ah, okay. Yes, that's it. I'm more
Exactly.
in line.
Right, give it a tweak.
Just a little bit, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, some knocks there. Oh, mate, that's. Oh, come on, now I'm getting nervous now.
Oh yeah, mate, I genuinely don't. Right, give it a quick tweak, all right, and then straighten that line up.
Okay.
There you go. Well, that's it. Right, you're right in the zone now.
Oh.
Go. Lift. There you go.
Oh!
Right, that's it. Nice.
So what now?
Nice and steady. Hang on for grim death. All right.
Oh, mate, what a bite!
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it's really on,
You know when
one
that's
turn
on.
and you just like you
You're
feel the
on.
resistance lift, all right. But if you strike, what you do is you pull the float straight out of the water, out the kill zone. You have to, right, stand up, go on, because remember that's undercut.
Oh, you knew the difference as soon as that was on.
Well, to be fair, I just saw the rod sliding forward slightly.
Oh, mate, this is wicked, isn't it?
Mate, how did you avoid all?
Oh,
There's a million koi out there, and you've caught
we've
a king carp.
got a nice carp. In he comes.
I told you, didn't I? I said, koi. In you come.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, mate.
Give him a bit of slack. So when it goes in, that's
Yeah.
it. Just let it go slack. Otherwise, you just there you go.
All right.
There you go.
Put a bit.
Let him rest.
Yep, let him rest.
Job done.
Job done.
There you go. Put it
Yes, mate.
there. It's exciting, isn't it?
That's wicked, mate.
The frustration instantly turns to excitement.
Don't.
You're like,
My chest's going.
is it?
Yeah.
Good.
That's
what it's all
wicked,
about.
mate. Look at that, mate.
He's a cool looking carp, though,
Isn't he?
mate, isn't he?
Look at that.
I didn't think there was any carp in here.
God, lovely that.
Nigger,
Good
isn't he?
bite that as well.
No mistake in that, mate.
No.
Wicked. Do you feel like you can do it on your own?
I've got this, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Good, because I want to catch.
Hang on, mate. You've seen me now. You've got no hope.
No.
Fighting talk now.
Wicked,
Look at
man.
that.
Look at that. Oh, that one didn't take too long, did it? You doing all right over there, Tobe?
Yeah, I'm getting there, mate.
Yeah, don't stop feeding, bud.
No, I know. Got to keep remembering.
That's it.
Oh.
You feed more than you fish.
Yeah, that's
Because then
it.
when you fish, it doesn't take too long. Does that make sense?
How often are you feeding, mate?
Mate, I'm feeding during a fight, I'm feeding just before I cast, I'm feeding after I cast.
All the time,
just
then?
all the time, mate. And it is quite clear at the moment that where I've just been feeding a bit more regular,
Yeah.
that your fish have definitely drifted over to me a little bit more. Definitely in front of me, man. Just cast a bit further right, man.
Have you got a monster on?
Don't know. I don't rush them, mate. I like to enjoy this part.
Let them take their time.
Yeah. There's nothing more frustrating than feeding well, casting well, hooking the fish, playing it into the margins and then rushing it and losing it. That is the ultimate frustration. I haven't had an orange one, I don't think. I keep catching the white and black ones.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, that feels like a proper bite.
That's an angry one. You got one?
Yeah.
Top man.
Wow, that was a good bite, that, mate.
It's good when you get it right, isn't it?
Yeah, when you see it go under from start to finish.
It ain't hard fishing, but you've got to put a few pieces of the puzzle together
Yeah.
for it to click.
But when it clicks, mate, it feels good.
Super. Absolutely awesome. Wicked, man. Wicked.
Oh,
Float
yeah,
fishing's
mate.
cool anyway, but when you're catching creatures like this, it's even better.
Oh, Dean, you got to see this one,
Is
mate.
it a good one? You made a meal of it, mate. If it ain't £6, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it a good one?
It's my best yet, mate.
Well, Tobe.
Well, mate, I just want to say, if you need help catching any of these big ones, mate, you just let me know.
Blah, 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 blah,
I
blah.
did say the student would become the teacher.
You
well,
did.
what can I say?
Well, let me tell you that I feel a bit hard done by that. I've had like 4,000 fish over on that side, and you've stopped the match when you got your biggest one and I got my smallest
Call
one.
time just in time.
However, ladies and gents, I will leave it up to you to make up your mind who's got the best fish.
Oh, look at the colour on it. To be fair, mate, I'm being a bit harsh.
Is it all about size, or is that a world? Tobe, how you doing, mate?
Do you know what, mate? It was difficult at first, but the more I do it, mate, the easier it's getting.
Mate, and this is the thing why I think most people should start float fishing like this, because you cast more often, which gives you more practice. You catch more fish, whether they're 2 inches or 2 or 3, 4 pound. And the other thing as well is, where you're feeding regularly, you start to build up a little bit of a picture as to what's going on under the surface.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, so
And when it clicks, mate, and you get that result, then it's worth it.
good lad.
You're a good teacher, Dino.
There ain't many places in the country you can go and catch as many carp as we've caught today that look like the rainbow. Like, some of them have been absolute weldies that they wouldn't look out of place in someone's £10,000 pond. They probably came from someone's £10,000 pond.
When Dino first left me by myself to do it all on my own, honestly, I was terrified. But I knew I had to get to grips with it by myself, because Dino's not going to be there every time I'm on the bank.
Lake 2 would be a short hop, skip and a jump away, and it'd be perfect for our next discipline, the hybrid feeder. Hold on, has Toby raided Guru HQ?
Alrighty then, Tobe. Lake number 2, challenge number 2, something a little bit different.
Mate, honestly, I cannot wait for this.
Good lad. So, Tobe, challenge number 2. All right. And this one is going to be a little bit of feeder fishing. And for this, there is only one type of feeder that I would use on venues like this, where it's reasonably heavy stocked. All right, you're going to be fishing up tight to a far bank. And this hybrid feeder with the walls around the outside, which helps hold all the pellets and the freebies and the hook bait on nice and tight. Okay, and always lands flat and presents itself perfectly like that. It's made feeder fishing just super, super easy.
Perfect for me then.
Absolutely, well, it's perfect for everybody.
Yeah.
That's why Ringer and Bennett and everyone else uses it in
Awesome.
the most important matches that they've ever fished, you know, because it just does the job. It's not just idiot-proof, but it's right the way across the tree, whatever level you're at, it just does the job.
They use this in their matches as well?
Absolutely, mate.
Wow.
Absolutely. All right, and if it's good enough for them, it's certainly good enough
Exactly
for us.
that.
And bait-wise, it's absolutely perfect as well, because it's super simple. Yes, you can confuse yourself, and yes, you can do little tweaks here and there. But if you're just spraying 8 millers up tight to the island to draw the fish in, you lay this over the top, which is like the cherry on the cake.
That's it.
And all you need is some 2 mil pellets. It is that easy. 2 mil pellets and a little wafter.
It's nothing, is it?
No, exactly. And the way you prepare your pellets, again, a lot of people get confused. Just get your bait tub with a drainer in it, stick half a bag of 2 millers in, all right, and just literally fill it up so that you cover the pellets with water, all right? 2 mil pellets take about 2 minutes, okay, give or take.
Yeah.
If you forget and they stay in there for 3 minutes, don't stress, all right? It's not a problem, it will still work, okay? So we'll leave that for 2 minutes.
You get the kettle on.
Yeah, all right. But the damage or the danger end of this rig, all right, is a tiny little 4-inch hook link, all right? And again, keep it nice and simple. These are ready tides. I've got a QM1, which is a perfect feeder hook, all right? Size 12 to 9-pound end gauge. That, if you take it almost anywhere, will do the job.
Just easy, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Easier the better.
So Dean, I've dipped my toe in feeder fishing just a little bit, but if I'm honest, I've never clipped up because I've just been too scared to that it's going to go wrong and I'm going to be in the trees.
Well, this is why you need to start to clip up, because I'm the opposite. I'm actually, if I'm casting up tight to an island, I'm afraid to cast it without a clipping.
Right.
All right. And to be fair, everyone needs to master this style of fishing, clipping up to far banks, because it will save you a fortune in gear and feeders and hook links and all that stuff.
I've lost a few, mate, I'll tell you.
I bet you have, and so have I before I mastered this. Now, the first thing most people struggle with is because they're using the wrong gear.
Right.
On small venues like this, when you're not chucking to the horizon, right, and you just 20, 30 yard pings up tight to a far bank, a shorter rod is much easier to manage. So a 10-foot A-class like this doesn't break the bank balance, but does the job absolutely perfect.
Right.
3 or 4,000 size reel loaded with 6 to 8 pound line. You do have to step the main line up from what we was using in the pellet waggler fishing earlier on today, simply because you're hitting the clip all day long, and so it goes through a little bit more abuse all day long as well.
I just want to ask you, what's the difference between a 3,000 and a 4,000 reel?
Just the size.
It's just size,
yeah, it just takes a little bit more line, cranking power as well. So
Right.
I would use a 3,000 for the pellet waggler and a 4,000 for me feeder fishing. All right.
Yeah.
So they tend to be a little bit heavier, and because you're not wielding it and casting quite as much through the day,
Yeah.
it's not as cumbersome.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Okay.
When you're clipping up, take the feeder off and just put a bare lead on.
Right.
All right. And certainly never fish it or never try to clip up with a rig, because if you do end up
Yeah.
chucking it in the bush, overdoing it a little bit, a rig and a hook get stuck, whereas a lead just pings
And you're going
out.
to lose more tackling
Absolutely.
as well. Right, I'm with you.
But the first thing that most people struggle with is they try to go too tight too quickly, all right? So we're going to aim at that bush over on the far side. It's probably a 20-yard chuck. I'm going to try and aim it, I don't know, maybe a rod length or two off the bank right from the start.
You sure that's not too far for you, no?
No, I can reach it, don't you worry. It's been a while, but I can reach it, all right? So 3/4 of the way across,
Yeah.
stop it,
Nice.
okay? So we're about a rod length off there,
Yeah.
all right? And what I'm doing, you remember like earlier on, we was feathering it down and stopping the rig to kick the hook bait out so that the pellet waggler
So
never...
it's straight, that's
yeah,
it?
absolutely,
Yeah.
all right?
Okay.
Don't let it crash in. Use your fingers to actually stop the rig, okay? So you can control the amount of line that's coming out from the tip to the feeder,
Yeah.
or to the lead in this case, all right? Because you want it to be tight,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
From there, pay out as much line as you need. So we probably need, it was a little bit tighter than I was expecting, probably 4 or 5 foot. So I've just paid out an extra 3 foot there just to get it slightly
Yeah.
tighter to the bank, wind it in. And now it's in the clip, to a degree, you can hit it as hard as you like, all right?
Okay.
Most important thing when you're fishing to the clip though, when you hit the clip, make sure the rod isn't pointed directly at your target, because
See,
what will
that's
happen,
what I used to do.
yeah, what will happen is the line will obviously leave the reel, the lead will hit the clip, and then because you've got elasticity in this mono,
Right.
it will hit the clip so hard that it will just spring back. So what I like to do is I like to hit the clip with the rod at about 90 degrees, left, right, up, down, whatever you like,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But use the rod to absorb that lunge, all right?
Right, okay.
Okay.
So is it best to bring it back up and then let it kind of,
Yeah.
as it hits the clip, pull it
Yeah,
in?
on distances like this,
Yeah.
mate, basically as soon as you've released the lead, I get my rod tip up in the air.
Right, okay.
All right, so
have
we
a
should
look.
be a little bit more close this time, okay? Drill it in, tip
Oh,
up,
yeah.
hit the clip.
Perfect.
Bosh. 2 foot away, if you want to go a little bit closer and you want to touch the grass, pay out another foot. Again, into the clip.
As
wind
easy
it
as
in.
that.
Yeah, and
All
it
with the
doesn't,
bail arm open as well.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it
okay.
doesn't matter if it takes 2 chucks, 3 chucks, 4 chucks, 5 chucks. It doesn't matter. The start of the session is when you want to get your range sorted.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the session is when you start to empty the lake, okay? Up
Yes.
in the air. There we go. We are literally
Yeah.
3
Every
inches on
time
the
you're
bank.
bringing it back the same place every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're so close to the bank, it's actually plugged. All right, and that's it, mate.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, there you go. There's your rod. Wind that in.
Oh.
Go and sit on your box and put it all into practice.
When feeder fishing in the warmer months, it's a good idea to target the shallower water. This means either tight to the islands or generally dropping it right underneath your feet. Fish tend to patrol around features such as islands in the warmer months. The water warms up quicker and it enables them to feed much more aggressively. So being able to clip up tight is almost cheating.
Now, as important it is to master clipping up to the far bank, the other thing you should never do is forget the margins, so follow me. Now, as good as these hybrids are, fishing up tight to the far bank, they're just as good if you're lowering them in the edge. So, I haven't changed anything. It's exactly the same gear as what me and Toby are using in our main swims. But that is absolutely perfect for a quick bite. And all I'm going to do is lower it about 12 inches from the bank. Nice and quiet. God, it swells everywhere. Sink the line. Just lay the rod on the floor. No rest, no nothing. And just wait for everything to wrap round and go tight. Oh, there's a liner. Like that, that's on. I didn't time it. That was probably less than 60 seconds. Best laid plans and all that. But all it is really is just making the most of your day. If you see a little opportunity on places like this, just sometimes it takes an hour, but other times, as you've very well seen, it takes a lot less. God, it went off so quick, I've not even got my landing net in position. Come here, you. It's only a baby, but it doesn't know it. There we go, come here, darling. I've been lucky enough to travel the world and catch fish bigger than me, but I can still come to venues like this, dink a hybrid feeder 6 inches from the bank, and when that tip slams round, my heart still skips a beat. So much of my own angling is done on my own. It's so nice to come away with a pal and enjoy wicked fishing like this. And that is an absolute worldie. Look at that. Smashing. Right then, Toby, you happy with the clipping?
Mate, nailed it.
Perfect. Right, let's get this thing loaded.
Well, I've done a bit of this before, bit of feeder fishing, but I just want you to make sure I'm loading it right.
Go on, go for it.
Yep.
It's not rocket science, is it?
It's not. If I can do it, anyone can.
Absolutely.
I'm going with a nice orange today.
Yeah, good lad.
Yeah?
Straight on the bayonet. That's
Straight.
what I like about them. They're super simple, aren't they?
Yeah, straight on there. Straight down the middle.
That's it.
Yeah, like that. Then load the feeder up. Get the first layer in, nice and tough.
Yeah, first skin.
That's it. And then I like to put the wafter on the top. Make sure it looks nice and menacing.
Oh, perfect.
Look at that. That's a bite there, isn't it?
All day long.
Then another layer on top. Still nice and tight. But want to make sure it's nice and tidy as well. Do you know what I mean?
Aerodynamic.
That's it. I think if your food looked not all messy, you wouldn't really want it, would you?
I don't know about that, mate. I'll eat anything.
Yeah, I have seen your diet.
That's it.
What are we saying, do you reckon?
Perfect. Just smooth it off around the sides.
Yeah, a little bit more like that.
That's it. Job's
I
a good
reckon
one.
we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, you're giving them a mouthful there, mate.
That's it,
Right,
mate. I'm going
hit
for
the clip,
biggins.
stick it in the lake.
Steve Ringer ain't getting closer than that. Oh, that's on. That weren't bad, was it, Dino?
Didn't take long, mate, did it?
Not at all. Feels all right, you know.
Sort that clutch out, mate.
Yeah. Is that all right?
Perfect.
Ah. In he goes.
Well done, buddy. Nice one. See, all that practice, worth it, isn't it?
Oh, mate. And look at that as well.
I think Toby did really well with the clipping up, and to be fair, I kind of expected him to pick it up quite quickly because of the amount of times he's actually feed a fish before. But it's something that he's definitely going to play a major role in his fishing in the future. So I'm super keen and super happy that I think he's actually really consistent now.
Toby, Toby, Toby. Well done, mate.
Thank you, mate. Oh, do you know what? It took me a while to get the clip.
Yeah.
But first chuck, and what a reward
That's
that
it.
is.
And all you got to do now, get it out, let's have a look at your prize.
Oh, look at
All you got to do now is just keep hitting the repeat button, and hopefully all day long, the results keep coming.
Mate, I'm buzzing with that.
Nice
Thank
one.
you.
Beautiful in that.
Isn't it just?
Right, get it back.
Yeah,
get
we'll
the feeder
do.
back out there.
Absolutely.
Well done, bud.
Thank you, mate. Once the hybrid feeder has gone into the lake and you start getting a few indications, it can be really difficult to recognise what's a bite and what's a liner. So it's really important to be patient, and sometimes, if you're lucky, you will get a wicked bend in that rod and you know that's a good bite.
Double header toe.
Oh, I think so, mate.
Good lad. Absolutely mad when you master the clip and every single chuck goes to within 12 inches of that island.
It's a game changer.
It is, mate, yeah. Because most people can only get it within 3 or 4 foot and inconsistently, but if you can just master that tiny little bit of
You
consistency,
catch so much more fish.
every single chuck, almost, on venues like this, it's one a bung. He's actually in the bank. That's absolutely mad.
They're lovely fish in here, aren't they, mate?
Yep. Mine looks like a carp, only smaller. Thank you, darling. He's absolutely solid with them over there. Not big uns, but when it's this prolific, it don't matter. This is just fantastic sport. Oh, it's another little looker. Come here, darling. Ooh, yeah.
Look at that. Absolutely stunning fish. And do you know what? They get a bit bigger as well.
Right, Tobe, I'm out of bait, out of energy. I am knackered, I'm done.
Oh, come on, Grandad, let's have one more.
Going in one more chuck. You love it, don't you?
I do, mate.
I love beautiful venues, and Angler's Paradise is one of the most stunning venues you'll ever visit. And most of my own fishing, to be fair, is on venues where you very rarely get 2 bites a day, and today we've had probably 200, so yeah, it was a nice treat.
Today has been the best day fishing I've ever had. I've learned a new method in pellet waggler fishing, and my hybrid feeder fishing has come on leaps and bounds. I cannot wait to see what comes next.
1 day down, 2 methods under his belt,
And the plan was to give him as many chucks as possible on the pellet wag and then take him on the hybrid feeder, where he was going to leave it in a little bit longer. And do you know what? I know it's only been a few hours, but he's already becoming a much more accomplished angler. Perfect plan.
Do you know what? I think I caught the bigger fish this morning while we were on the pellet waggler, and I've done pretty good down here clipping up on the feeder. I think Dino owes me a beer later on.
Two of the usual, please, barman.
Well, they are on you tonight, mate.
Absolutely. You deserve it as well, because I've got to say,
check that out.
that was one of the most hectic and hottest days I've had on the bank for
Really?
an awful long time. Yeah, mate. Not many times you get that amount of bites.
They
And
were epic,
And
though.
catch that sort of stamp of fish. It is not a usual thing. It is very much an angler's paradise thing.
Really? You're telling me it's not like that every time?
Not every time, mate, especially not in the winter. Highlight the first day for you.
It has to be, Dean, casting on a clip.
Oh,
I
really?
never thought I'd master that, but with your help, honestly, mate, I've nailed it.
Yeah, good lad. And to be fair, you was consistent.
It was all right, to be fair, wasn't it? A couple in the trees, only a couple, but that was at the beginning.
If you don't hit the grass, if you don't hit the island, if you don't hit the tree, you're not trying hard enough.
It's not close enough,
That
are
didn't
you?
come from me, that
Yeah.
came from a world champion. On to tomorrow. You got two options. The method's going to be the same, all
Okay.
right? But you got one option. We carry on the sort of theme of just getting bites from some really cool fish, or we roll the dice and we roll it out for one big one. Method will stay the same, but it's entirely up to you.
Mate, the fish here are epic. We need to go and get some more bites, don't we?
They are.
Yeah.
And you learn more when you're getting bites.
Mate, exactly that. The more you do it, the better it gets.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think while we're here, we should make the most of what Angler's Paradise is famous for, and that is variety and colour.
Mate, let's do it. Honestly, I cannot wait.
Good health, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank
Let's
you.
hope there's some cloud cover tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's going to put some hairs on your chest, that.
After yesterday's heatwave, cooler conditions are what we were wishing for. And we weren't disappointed, as this morning we've been greeted with a thick layer of fog. Today I had something magnificent to share with Toby. Something that would test his patience, but also the new skills he'd just acquired.
Oh, there's one. Mate, another day and another method, and most people consider this to be the purest way of fishing. Today we're going to try and catch them off the top. For me, it's fishing made hard, but I love it.
Are we going to catch anything? We haven't got any kit.
One rod, one net, I've got the mat, and everything we need is in said bag. And we're going to stay mobile. So wherever we see them, we're going to try and fish them, right? So it's a bit of stalking as well.
Yeah. Can I get in your shoulders if we're mobile?
Right, let's do it. Come on, let's go find some koi.
The lake in question was aptly named the Koi Lake. Of course, it was stocked with koi, but we were reliably informed that it had also been stocked with a few surprises.
Right, Tobe, today we might split up and have a little bit of a fish on our own, but generally the plan is to work as a team.
Okay.
You feed, you fish, and try and catch a couple of better fish, all right? A nice big koi off of here would be spectacular, and to do so, bait-wise, we are simply going to use a good old-fashioned dog mixer biscuit. Because
biscuits, yeah?
Yeah, mate, they've been used for decades. They love them, they still love them, and when they're on the surface and they're hungry, they will eat them.
And the ones we don't use, I'll take over from my puppy.
You could do that as well. As hook bait, we're just going to use a nice soft pop-up. All right, I'm going to trim that down because smaller baits generally get taken a little bit more confidently. I like a bright one so you can see the fish actually take your hook bait, but if they do get a little bit sort of spooky, then I've got sort of matched the hatch there. All right, so they kind of look similar.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rig-wise, 6 or 8 pound line, depending on the size of fish that you're targeting. And this is a little interceptor controller, which basically,
Yeah, what is that for?
well, it takes the bait where you want it. So if they are a little bit further out than under your feet, then obviously it gives you the weight to get the hook bait out there. But also, all right, this is a bite indicator so you can see the bite because it actually scoots across the surface with a really positive bite. But see how that nose is concaved a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, that gives you a little bit of a bolt effect. So a positive bite, quite a lot of the time, you don't actually have to strike. You just lift into the fish and it's already shooting across
Nice
the
and
surface.
gently.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because we are fishing quite light gear. All right, and runs, certainly when you get a bite off the surface, tend to be quite savage. The first one anyway. All right. Hook link wise, Quite long.
That is massive.
Yeah, well, do you know what? Years ago, they used to be 6, 8, 10 foot because
Really?
we used to fish different controllers, yeah. But obviously, the longer the hook link, very similar to the method fishing yesterday, right? We fished short hook links for the bolt effect. The longer the hook link, the less effective that concave bolt effect is. So I've kind of gone middle diddle. I've gone for sort of 2.5, 3 foot there of 7-pound end gauge, and we've got a specifically designed mixer hook on the end, a size 12, so not too big. And there's your hook bait. Side hooked because the koi
trimmed it down.
Yeah, well, it's side hooked because the koi can be quite finicky, all right? And obviously then it gets the hook and the bait nice and tight together. But I have trimmed it down, like I said. I think smaller baits generally get slightly more confident takes.
Okay.
And that's it, mate. All we've got to do is find a few, get a few feeding, and it's really important to get them feeding. Remember the pellet waggler fishing? We was trying to gain their confidence in between the casts. Even more important when you're surface fishing because they are ultra spooky on the top. And these fish have seen it all.
It's nice and bright as well. You've seen my eyesight, mate. I can't miss that.
Mate, I'll give you the shout.
Oh, good.
If it sails away,
I might need that.
Yeah, you won't miss it.
As with all methods of fishing, feeding is the most crucial part, and it's never truer than when you're surface fishing. First, you need to find the fish. Then, you need to start feeding them. And only when it looks impossible to blank and they are Pac-Manning everywhere, it's good to go.
Right then, bud, we've got a few fish feeding.
There's quite a few out there, isn't there?
Yeah, so this is a longer rod than you're used to. It's 12 foot, it's more of a barbel rod. It's only 1.25 pound test curve, so it should hoop over and give you a really nice fight. Okay. But not having a quiver tip for fishing like this is a real advantage, right? The tip gets in the way.
Why is that? Is that just...
Yeah, you just want an Avon style straight through rod, to be fair, mate.
Okay.
But before you actually cast it out, get a little bit of grease either from behind your ears or either side of your nose and just run it up the hook link. And
Really?
Yeah, it just keeps it floating on the surface rather than sort of sinking a little bit too soon and then looping, because that can spook the fish. So just give it one of those.
Okay.
Nice and smooth. Bit gross, I know. Also straightens out the hook link. And that is it. All yours, buddy. The fish are there.
All right.
Their heads are up, their tails are down.
Wish me luck.
Mind that tree.
That's what I'm worried about.
Overcast the fish and then tease it back into them. And I'll feed whilst you fish. All right, bro?
Yeah.
Stop it. Nice. Nice, not bad at all. Just this side of all the feeding fish. My heart's thumping.
Yeah, same. I'm actually feeling it.
Oh, he refused it. It's a refusal. Right.
I feel like I need to hold my breath.
Yeah. Half a turn, mate, half a turn.
Little
Just
turn,
keep
yeah,
that line
yeah,
nice
yeah.
and tight.
Yeah. Tell me when to stop. I don't want to go too
Go on. No, just so tighten up the line just
Yeah,
to
'cause
the
I can see
point where
the
you
bone.
twitch the, you twitch the flow. All right.
Right, okay, yeah, that's...
Yeah, so twitch the interceptor back towards you, and what it will do is straighten the hook link out for you as well.
Oh,
There you go, good lad.
That's
right.
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm too scared to move it.
No. Just don't move it whilst the fish are around it, but when they drift off.
Dig,
Right.
mate, this is intense. This is like tense.
Yeah. Yeah. Tip slamming round's all exciting, isn't it? But this is exciting.
The anticipation on this one is...
Go on. Go on. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's actually not a carp, that was a rudd.
How often would you recast doing this?
Well, I'm just about to say,
Okay.
they've drifted off the back, so I'm feeding them more confidently a little bit further
So
out.
this
So
is-
just slowly wind her in.
Yeah, slowly?
Yeah.
Yeah? Should we give it another go?
Yeah, absolutely. Hear that noise? Hear
Yeah,
that noise?
yeah, that's a wicked noise, that.
Yeah, that's the Pac-Man, yeah. That's when they're just coming up and they're just sucking it.
Pac-Man, yeah.
Just swimming around gobbling it all. Right, same again, mate.
Okay.
Tiny bit further this time.
Okay.
All right, get right in the middle of the pack.
Okay. It's nice. And
Yeah, nice and smooth, everything's smooth. It's all right.
I might clip the tree there.
We hit the bush.
Covered in leaves now.
Yeah.
Right, shall I tighten that? Is that all right? Would you leave?
Leave it for a sec.
Okay.
Leave it for a sec, just because there's a couple behind it. But
Yeah.
yeah, tighten it up. I think your interceptor's the far side. Yeah. Go on, keep tightening, keep tightening. That's it. Good. Leave.
Yeah.
There's two going for it. Go, lift!
Oh, don't.
Got to watch the float. Go
Oh, I
on.
didn't see it. Yeah. Oh.
You're the opposite to most people. Most people strike too soon. You've
Yeah,
missed
I
two.
was too- I
You've missed
know.
two sitters.
Oh, gutted.
Did you see the float move then?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So would you hit? You need to hit that.
I would.
Yeah.
After having my backside spanked so
Yeah,
many
you
times,
give
I'll
it-
be hitting every little twitch now.
Giving it all now.
I'll be completely desperate by now.
Mate, I am, honestly.
I'll be heading back to the van getting the javelin. And then, there you go.
Oh! Oh! Whoa!
That's the first time I've said and then, and you've lifted at the same time.
No! Oh mate, my heart, I'm like shaking.
I'm still in disbelief.
Oh, I meant that. I was planning for that all along.
Yeah, good lad.
Oh, don't.
It's better when you have to wait a long time, isn't it?
Oh, come on.
Right, take your time now. It's a slightly bigger, more powerful rod than you used to, but it's nice and soft.
How's that clutch?
Yeah, sweet mate, sweet. Yeah, just let it take.
Oh, my arms have gone like dead light. I'm shaking. That's got to be the best bite I have ever had.
What did I say at the start?
Yeah.
Fishing made hard. And do you know what the funny thing is with surface fishing? Like, you'll sit here for like 45 minutes and you just get absolutely spanked by the fish.
As we have done.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you'll have 2 or 3 on the bounce. You know, they sort of just hang themselves after that, but...
God, I'm not going to push him. He can have all the time he wants.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Wow. I will. That is the best bite. Go on. That's it.
Right. This is the most important thing about surface fishing. See how you've just looked like?
Yeah.
Where we've been feeding constantly all the time and keeping their confidence going, look, they're still out there.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing. Like, you're not just fishing for one, you're fishing for a couple of takes, hopefully.
Oh, he looks nice as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he does.
I don't want to give you the curse again, to be fair.
No. You have all the time in the world. Go on. Oh.
It's like a zebra.
Go on.
This is where you wish you had a slightly longer leg.
Go on. In
you go,
Yes! Yes! Oh, wow.
High five that.
Oh, mate.
Well done, dude.
Oh, what an experience that was. Wow. Mate, I'm still shaking.
At which point did you think it weren't going to happen?
Oh, like 10, 20 minutes ago. Oh, dear.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yes. Right, I'm going to get the mat.
Yeah?
You look after your prize.
Yeah, I won't let him go, don't you worry.
Good man.
Toby's excitement when he hooked his first one, if I'm honest, was expected, because I've been fishing for well over 30 years now, and that's exactly how I feel. When the fish comes up, snuffles your hook bait, you lift into it and you feel that resistance, especially after missing a few bites as well. It's a very, very good feeling.
That first fish off the surface might be the best fish I've ever caught. Honestly, I was buzzing. After it going wrong a bit here and there, all that hard work really paid off, and I hope I've made Dino proud.
But I promised you very cool fish when we came to Angler's Paradise, and that is a very cool fish.
Look at the colour on it.
Hoist her up, son.
Let's do it.
And it made us work for it too.
Honestly, I feel like I've really earned that one.
You have. But that is classic surface fishing. You know, they'll eat every single one of your freebies and leave your hook bait time and time again. Look at that.
Look at that.
I mean, it's the biggest koi we've had so far, and probably the best condition. It's absolutely mint.
Great. Honestly, I'm so buzzing with that. I don't want to put him back.
Well, put him back. I think you're still on the rod, because I'd like you to master it a little bit more.
Okay.
Before I have a go.
And I'm not going to allow that, you know.
I am going to have a go.
Oh, I don't know, mate.
Right, let's dry this off a little bit. Sometimes small things make a big difference, and so I've had good results on occasions, not all the time, but on occasions, just putting a little bit of
goo.
Yeah, just a bit of raspberry plume goo. It has to be the raspberry plume. Don't ask why, I don't know.
It does smell good though.
Yeah, well, they all smell good, but this is the one that I've had the best results on the surface.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're coming up, and so some of them are just turning away on it, maybe this will give them a kick up the backside to actually close their eyes. Yeah, close their eyes and just go for it.
That's what we need.
Straight in the zone, dude.
Let's give it a go. Cool, that smells good, doesn't it? I can
Yeah,
smell
it.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stop it.
Bit
That's it,
right.
nice.
Oh, there's fish there.
Yeah, it's all right. No,
Rudd.
there's a red one near it though.
Yeah, I know there
He's
is.
turned, and now there's a white one near it.
They literally just turned and swam away from that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Madness, isn't it? Madness.
Oh, honestly.
Absolutely madness. Right, just tighten up to the float, bud.
I almost can't bear to watch it.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh!
That couldn't have been more perfect.
Oh! Oh, Dean, whoa.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, go on. Oh.
That was a grass carp.
Whoa.
Oh my God, you still avoided the koi.
Look at that.
Oh, that didn't He's going mental. You ever caught a grassy?
No, never. Yes. Oh, mate.
I don't know
Wow.
what to say, but that was the perfect time to tighten up to the float, mate.
Oh dear, good coaching there.
The fact that he actually caught a grass carp in amongst all of those koi was baffling. But actually at the same time, it goes to show just how crafty those koi was, because one of the hardest species to catch off the surface, because they're ever so delicate, the way they actually sort of beak the hook bait, is a grass carp. And so for that to beat the koi into our hook bait means he's done ever so well.
When that grass carp pops up, I was ecstatic. I've never seen one, let alone did I think I was going to catch one. I wanted to jump up and down, but I was worried about it jumping out the net.
They are super cool, aren't they?
Mate, I've never even seen one, let alone caught one. Look at it.
Quite often the ones
Wow.
that don't fight that well in the water fight quite hard on the bank. So I wish
Look
you the
at
best
it.
of luck.
Oh,
It's like a monstrous
what
chub,
a
isn't it?
fish.
I think they're amazing.
Wow. Mate, honestly, I'm blown away by that. Look at it.
Wicked, man.
That's
wicked.
epic,
And
mate.
the planets aligned, to be fair, because the last couple of chucks were good, and they ain't hanging themselves today. They do look easy to catch because
Yeah.
they're obviously very visual, but yeah,
Mate, honestly, I'm blown away by that.
wicked, man.
That's just epic.
That is a right result.
Isn't it just?
Right then, buddy. You ready for fish number 3?
Would you want to go, mate? Look, I've had a few now. I've shown you how
Mate,
it's
you had
done.
me at you want to go. That's it. Yeah. You had me at you want to go.
All right. Well, what you do is, mate, is you need to be nice and smooth.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
You see where I've got the kill zone set up for
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. You want to go past it so you get more opportunities. Sorry. Go on, mate.
I'll be honest with you. You made sense.
Well, that's good.
All right.
Yeah. Watch the trees, mate.
Got to
as
avoid
well.
that tree you kept
Yeah.
poking it in.
Oh, that was pretty good. That. What's worse, mate? Standing at the start line at the Olympics or this?
This.
I thought so.
Because I know what I'm doing when I'm running.
Is there such a thing as overfeeding with this?
Yeah, I mean, there is such a thing as overfeeding with everything, to be fair, but
All right.
there you go.
Oh.
What was you doing?
Oh, damn. That's how we roll.
I don't think it's big.
Mate, we'll take them all. Go on, mate.
I don't think that's superior fishing skills. I think it's superior feeding skills.
Is that it? Yeah, I've got that bang on for you.
I'll be honest with you, I still don't think they're hanging themselves, so I will take anything right now. Except for another grass
Yeah,
carp.
yeah, you watch it.
Come on, dude.
Go on.
Come on, dude. Don't fight until they get in the edge, do
No,
they?
yeah.
Go on, get net in so I know where I'm.
That's
That's it. Just keep it there and I'll try and guide her towards you. That's good. Oh, did you?
Oh, I was going to try and scoop it.
Don't
for
do a
you.
salmon scoop. No, just wait. I'll try and once I get her head up. Right.
Yeah.
Come on, you lot.
Go on.
Go on. In you go.
There we go. Oh, good work, mate.
Bosh.
Gets one of them.
That'll ding dang do.
I gave Toby the first couple of fish, and that was the plan. And to be fair, I wasn't really fussed about being on the rod. But when he handed it to me, I wanted to show him what it's like. And the one thing you can't buy in the tackle shop is experience. And so I know what to look at, I know what to look for, and I know when a bite happens. And so it only took a minute, but it took 30 years to know when that minute arrives.
This is a bonefish.
Yeah. Well, mate, I've clearly coached you very well.
Thanks,
I mean,
Coach
look
Toad.
at that. You did good, mate.
Thank you very much. But it didn't take long though, did it? Thank you, darling. Only a baby, but I will take it. There you go, sweetheart. Come on in, son. I want you to catch a better one.
Let's do it.
And a bigger one. Yes,
Oh.
yes, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Well done.
Whoa!
Right, make sure that clutch is set well.
Yep.
See how much ground that covered?
Yeah. Yeah,
Quickly,
it
innit?
went, didn't it?
It's like, I think the runs are faster on the surface because they're angry with themselves for
They're furious.
making
with,
the mistake.
What did I do? Oh, mate, they are just insane bites.
It's cool fishing though, isn't it?
It really cool, really rewarding bite. He's come all the way in. Oh, look
look at
at
him.
that.
Have him, we'll have him, we'll have him.
Yes, Dino. Yes.
He's a nice one.
Oh, look at
Got
that.
a big orange saddle on his back.
Oh, we'll take
It's
it.
a guru saddle.
We've got a guru fish.
Tope, they haven't been easy, but
haven't.
surface fishing often isn't easy and it frustrates you to the hilt, and that's why some people just don't even bother.
I feel like a changed man, mate. Honestly,
Do you?
I do.
Hoist her up, mate.
Let's have a look.
It's plain as far as some of the kois that we've seen in here go, but I actually quite like it. Just looks like a little orange saddle on its back.
That's lovely, that, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Look at that.
And it was perfect as well because the cast was good, the bite was epic, and to be fair, you nailed it.
Mate, it couldn't have gotten any better. I'm chuffed with it.
Of all three of the methods that we've used, which is your favourite?
Do you know what, mate? It's got to be this one. The bites are so rewarding. It's hard work and you do doubt yourself for a moment. But when it comes in, mate, I mean, look at that for a reward. That's epic.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Honestly, thank you.
Absolutely my pleasure, mate. Well, I did say I was going to have one more go. And don't tell Toby, but I've only gone and caught the one that he wanted. Look at that. I love my surface fishing, but I am well documented in saying that it is fishing just made hard. But as a human being, it'd be boring if it was easy, wouldn't it?
I have got everything I could have possibly wanted out of my trip to Angler's Paradise with Dino. I've learnt to fish the pellet waggler. I have honed my hybrid feeder fishing skills and I've even fished on the surface. But what I am most proud of is I can now cast on a clip. I never thought I would be able to do that. Me and Dean have had some great laughs and some wicked banter. I cannot wait to come back.
Toby's literally a couple of months into his fishing career, and yes, it's all new and kind of confusing for him at the moment, but trust me, these are the most exciting times. What are you saying then, Tobe?
Mate, I've had a great time. Honestly, loved it.
Did you enjoy it?
Mate, it was the best. You're
Well,
a legend, mate. Thank you.
That is a good trip, my friend.
Yes.